If you're PCSing to Fort Leavenworth and you've already started Googling the best places to live near base, stop scrolling for just a second. Every list you're going to find ranks the same suburbs in the same order based on the same vague criteria. We're going to do this a little differently. The right community for your family depends on one question that most people may not be asking you. And once you answer it, 3 options actually narrow down pretty fast, in my opinion. And at the end of this video, I'm going to walk you through the 3rd community on the list, the one that gives you something that almost is impossible to find when you're moving to Kansas City. Real small town charm with quick access to a major city. Most families don't even know that combination exists 25 minutes from base. Stay with me. Quick intro. I'm Joe Nelson with the Nelson Home Group at Keller Williams KC North. 21-year Air Force veteran, licensed realtor, and licensed mortgage originator. And I currently live in one of these 3 communities we're about to walk through. We work with military families PCSing to Fort Leavenworth and other parts of Kansas City every single year, so we know exactly what living in Kansas City looks like from the inside, not just from a Zillow search. Before we get into it, I want to say something directly. I make these videos because we want to work with you. That's the whole reason we do this. So if you're watching this video, we want to hear from you. And if anything applies to your situation, reach out. My contact info is right below in the description. A 10-minute conversation can save your family a lot of stress and a lot of money. One quick thing before we get into the 3 communities though, and this is something that most realtors will not tell you. If you're going to be living in Kansas City for 2 or 3 years and then your orders take you somewhere else, you need a plan for what happens after you leave. If you take out a VA loan with a funding fee and then you have to sell in 2 or 3 years and pay 6% commission, you can end up underwater fast. That doesn't mean don't buy. It means buy with a strategy. Are you retiring here? Are you keeping it as a rental? Do you expect higher appreciation? Are you flipping it when you leave and adding value? Kansas City is one of the best markets in the country to hold real estate long term, and most military families miss that. If you never own real estate because you keep moving around the country, you're not setting yourself up for long-term wealth, period. I did a full video on that funding fee piece. I'll link it below if that's where your head is at. Okay, now the 3 communities. Pick number 1, Weston, Missouri. This is your small town pick. About 15 to 20 minutes from Fort Leavenworth, depending on traffic. Weston is the community that gets picked when a family wants a real small town life, not a suburb pretending to be a small town, like actual small town. It's a little cut off from the rest of the metro on purpose. You're gonna drive 15 or 20 minutes to get to the next community for the most part. That's the trade. What you get for it though is incredible. Locally owned restaurants, wineries, bed and breakfasts, festivals all year long. Weston is actually a big weekend destination for people who already live in Kansas City, which tells you something about what's there. And the real estate range in Weston is very underrated compared to other areas in the metro. You can find entry-level homes, you can find new construction, you can find historic homes, you can find multi-million-dollar estates. The variety is real, which means there's almost always something that fits whatever your budget is. If you're a family that wants quiet, wants community, and you don't mind a drive when you need to get to Costco, Weston could be your pick. If that sounds like what you and your family might be looking for, give us a call or shoot us an email. My contact info is below the video. We can send you active listings right now in Weston, Missouri. All right, pick number 2, Basehor, Kansas. This is your investment and growth play. I'll be transparent. I actually live in Basehor right now, so I'm going to give you the unfiltered version. Basehor is about 15 to 20 minutes from Fort Leavenworth. It's an easy shot right up K7. Here's why almost no real estate creator is talking about this community the right way. There's an entire cluster of major developments happening within about 10 minutes of Basehor that nobody is connecting the dots on. The Kansas City Chiefs are building a new $3 billion dome stadium in Wyandotte County set to open in 2031. Mattel Adventure Park is opening real close as well. Hot Wheels coasters, Barbie attractions, the whole deal. And you've already got Kansas Speedway, the Legends Outlets, Sporting KC, and the American Royal Campus opening soon, all within a short drive. That's a lot of momentum pointing at one corner of the metro. Now the honest part, the average home price in Basehor looks higher than the surrounding area, and that scares off some folks. The reason it looks higher is most of the available inventory is newer construction. Newer construction usually means less equity upside out of the gate, but Basehor's a little different right now in my opinion because the area is growing into it. If you're at Fort Leavenworth for 3 or more years and you want a community where appreciation has real tailwinds behind it, this is the one I'd look at the hardest. New construction price points are mostly going to be in the 400 to 600 range most likely. If you want newer, you want growth, and you want a community that's going to look very different in 5 years, Basehor is the pick. If you want to talk through whether appreciation math works for your timeline, shoot me a message. Again, my contact info is below this video. All right, pick number 3, and this is the one I teased at the top, Parkville, Missouri. This is the community that gives you something almost impossible to find: real small town charm and big city access in the same zip code. Parkville is about 25 minutes from Fort Leavenworth, so it's the furthest on the list, but here's what makes it different. You're 10 to 15 minutes from the airport, 10 to 15 minutes from downtown Kansas City, and yet downtown Parkville itself has its own cult following. English Landing Park along the river, Parkville Days, Park University, a mini golf course downtown that locals are obsessed with, rolling hills, boutique shopping, restaurants you'll actually want to come back to. One thing worth knowing though, you don't have to be inside Parkville city limits to get the Parkville lifestyle. The Park Hill School District covers a lot of ground around there, mostly like 64151, 152 zip codes. That means you can have a Kansas City address, live in Park Hill schools, and be 5 minutes from everything that Parkville has to offer. That nuance saves some folks a lot of money or gives them more options. And here's a story that tells you everything you need to know about this area. A few years back, I worked with a military family PCSing to Fort Leavenworth. They had no idea where they wanted to land. We showed them homes all over the Northland. They ended up in the Parkville area. Fast forward to when he retired, they stayed put. Zero desire to leave. Their daughter is graduating from Park Hill South this year. They love everything about it and they're not going anywhere. That's the test. When a transient military family chooses to make a place permanent after they could go anywhere in the country, that tells you what this community is. If you want the best of both worlds, I think Parkville is the answer. Give me a call, shoot me a text, email, whatever. My contact info is down there. We've helped a lot of military families land in this area, and we can help you too. If you want to go deeper on military relocation to Kansas City, I do have a full playlist linked below. Quick recap before we wrap. Weston if you want small town charm. Basehor if you want growth and appreciation upside. Parkville if you want the best of both worlds. And yes, that combination is rare enough that most families don't even realize it's an option until they see it. That was the thing I teased at the top, and it's real. I put together a VA home buying guide for Kansas City that covers the financing side and so many other things that veterans will want to know. What your VA benefit actually does for you here, how to use it without leaving money on the table, things your lender may not tell you about the funding fee, the appraisal, and the inspection. Head to my website and sign up to get it sent straight to you for free. Here's the thing. I make these videos because I want to work with you. That's it. That's the whole reason we do this. If you've got orders to Fort Leavenworth, or your spouse does maybe, or you're just trying to figure out where your family is going to land, I want to hear from you. You can reach out to me right through the link below, however is easiest for you. Don't sit on this. Inventory in the right pockets of these communities moves, and the sooner we talk, the more options you'll have. I'm Joe Nelson. Let's get to work.